Welcome to another episode of the State of Cloud. With this week we're going to discuss about GDPR, cloud computing providers in Europe and many more interesting events. So, welcome to the show. This week's episode is going about cloud computing and cloud computing providers in Europe in general. With the upcoming GDPR legislation, which will be started on 25th of May this week, we have noticed that a lot of cloud providers are still struggling with GDPR and how they can help that for their customers. So, to make it a lot easier for a lot of those providers, we noticed that there are some rules and regulations which could help you as provider to bypass this. So what they need to do now is simply they need to check how they can comply to the legislation, which will be active on upcoming Friday, which is a remarkable date, of course. So in the Netherlands you have an organization called the Dutch Hosting Provider Association, and they set up a couple months ago a very easy guideline for providers where you need to comply to as a hosting provider or as a cloud provider to be compliant with the GDPR. And what you see is that what basically they've done is they processed all the data and checked, is this your data, or is this the customer's data, or is this the customer's data of their customers. And basically that principle is very helpful for you as a provider to be compliant for the GDPR legislation. And if you want to know more about it, feel free to reach out to the DHPA or follow the link below, and then you will get all the information necessary for you as a provider. One of the GDPR regulations mandatory requirements is that your data remains in Europe, or that at least you have signed a treaty with a European provider or their branch office. So what you see in the last couple of weeks is that a lot of those providers are now acting as their original at the official branch office in Ireland or in Luxembourg as their point of presence for you as a citizen in Europe. But it also can be easier for you as an IT company or as a consumer of the cloud service to choose a European-based cloud provider, which is also started in Europe. So what I did is I created a top 10 list of the providers which are relevant for you in Europe. The top 10 providers I created in this list are based on the people I know and the people I have met in the past. So, on number 10, Cloud Provider. This company from the Netherlands is one of the early innovators in this cloud space. What they did is to build up a platform, and that platform is nowadays fully focused on container services. And those container services are very useful for a lot of DevOps who would like to use resources on the fly. So what they did is they started as a hosting company, as many of the cloud providers in this list, and they evolved into a European based provider focusing on container services. On number 9 we have Oktawave, my friends from Poland. Dzień dobry. My friends from Poland are also, in their perspective, one of the largest cloud providers in Poland. Started as an initial idea, Dariusz and Jan have built this company with massive energy and effort to build a truly good provider in Poland. Have been recently awarded as the RedHat partner in Poland for their services. So check them out, Oktawave on number 9. On number 8 we have Host OnePlus, my friends from Lithuania. Host OnePlus is similar like the other providers, an original platform as a service, with the difference that they don't use other services or other solutions to build a platform, but that they build their own software management tool to serve the customer's need. So if you are searching for a provider from Lithuania, check them out, Host OnePlus. On number 7 we have Enter. It's Enter, the telco company from Italy, and they are one of the true drivers behind the Openstack. They are having the benefits that they can combine connectivity as well, cloud services in one package. So if you need a connectivity element and you need to have some virtual instances, go check them out, enter.it. On number 6, Antti Vilpponen, my friend from the north. UpCloud. UpCloud is, I think, a remarkable story. They started as a provider, as many of them, but already focused on delivering their services from the Nordics, which is also related to the number 1, very unique. What you see in the European market is that a lot of providers are coming from the north or from the Benelux area, and that they drive up their services up to the customers. And in general, you see a good overview of their services. So check them out, UpCloud. On number 5, we have a company who has grown massively by acquisitions, and Claranet. Claranet is a managed service provider, but they also provide a lot of cloud services, in that aspect that they are growing massively and very fast in this market. They are primarily focusing nowadays on managed services, but still, if you need some resources, you can check them out as well. 4, with my friends of ArubaCloud. ArubaCloud is original a Aruba Italian company, similar like Enter, with the difference that they also have multiple pan-European locations where they can service from. Of course, Enter has the same, but Aruba is also original a hosting provider, which is Enter not. Enter primarily is a telco, providing telecom services in the broadest aspect as possible. Aruba is providing and started since the beginning with domain names and web hosting packages. Those plans have evolved into ArubaCloud these days as a cloud provider, and primarily because they are deliver it as a service. Not only that, they are also the official registrar for the .cloud company, the .cloud domain name, and that makes them a unique company, which is located here in the number 4 of the top 10 list. On number 3, we have our friends from France, OVH. OVH is led by is really a family organized business. All the Klabas are having key positions in the company, and they are doing massively great. They originally started from a French company in 1999, and today they really can meet themselves with the biggest in the world. I think that together with Airlines, they are the biggest providers in this space, currently seen as a cloud provider in the European space for sure. On number 2, my dear friends from Switzerland, Johanna and Robert, of course, from CloudSigma. CloudSigma is, I think, a true innovator. They really reinvent the whole principle of working together. A data center with our software and marketing is cloud computing, and that brings them a massive growth scale in the last couple of years. And what they have done is they really make it remarkable easy for developers to use their services. I've met them many times on events and conferences, and I really am proud that I can have them as one of my peers in my network. CloudSigma is also one of the drivers behind the Kubernetes canonical partnership. And what they do is they provide their instance where you can deploy your Kubernetes within several minutes straight from the command line. In that sense, is CloudSigma constantly reinventing themselves to get on track with the other services. And I'm really seeing forward to their next steps. That could be infrastructure as a code, but maybe also helping their locations as part of the upcoming innovations in this space. So number 1 is number 1 and number 2 they are equal. But the difference between number 1 and number 2 is that number 1 is CityCloud. CityCloud, led by Johan Christenson, is similar to me, a truly innovator in this space. Originally started as a data center and web hoster in Sweden, and expanded around the globe with location with the use of their software. Originally, we have a background that we use the same software since deploying our virtual machines, but in the last couple of years they have turned completely to OpenStack, and they're also a truly innovator and leader in the OpenStack space, as well as a prominent member in the OpenStack community. So what they do is absolutely remarkable. Their focus is primarily on financial services these days, especially in Germany and in the UK. And what they do is they provide you easygoing as a service. Go check them out, citycloud.com, or check out the links here under. This is it for this week. We have we have a couple of events which I would like to mention to you. The HPA event upcoming Thursday, TechFest. There are no entrants available, but ping me and maybe we can try to sneak you in. And the most important one is the TNA Ultra Fast Broadband Forum Summit, which will be held in June in The Hague. So if you are interested in to meet interesting partners from broadband organization or the broadband industry, and you would like to learn more about it, mark your calendars and check your agendas if you are available, and come to the Netherlands on June 19 till 21 for the Ultra Fast Broadband Summit.